everybody. We're doing a little update on the tank. As you can see, everyone seems pretty happy right now. Talk a little bit about this large Powder Blue Tang who definitely owns the tank. So we picked him up at a local fish store called Caesar's, and he actually was in another tank before. And what happened was the owner of that tank decided to dismantle it and took him over there. So got a good sized tang that has a great appetite. We had a little scare because of an ick outbreak, and he was one of the ones that stopped eating after a certain amount of time. So treated him with copper, got all the fish out of the tank, and which as you can see with all the rock work was a big pain in the butt. But as you can see, it was well worth it. He's back to normal. He and that fox face actually used to go to battle at times when first put him in, but now they're best buddies, so go figure. But yeah, these powder blues are notoriously hard to keep, and I just got lucky that one was already eating at the pet store. He eats pretty much everything I throw in there, so not a finicky guy. And yeah, he pretty much patrols this whole tank. Definitely wouldn't recommend keeping him in a smaller tank. I think this is probably the minimum size you could do. But yeah, he's very happy and spends all day grazing on the rocks. Show a couple of the coral off here. The peach montipora is doing real good, growing a lot of new limbs. The plating montipora, as you can see, is doing real well. The hammer coral has, this actually was an old hammer coral. It was actually my old tank. I had a 100-gallon display before, and it grew to like dozens of branches, and unfortunately when I moved it shrank down, had some polyp bailout, but as you can see the remaining ones are growing real nicely. The Bam Bams are growing a few new heads. The Packers are continuing to spread out. Moved around the acans a little bit. Just, I think some of the amphipods were giving them a little bit of a hell. Twizzlers are growing out real nice. Seen a bunch of new heads. Oxides, mandarins, fire and ice. This colony right here has been a nice little surprise, but unfortunately I have a small number of the dreaded tube snails that are causing a little bit of a problem, but keep chipping away at it and they've slowly started to regroup. If anybody knows the name of some of these zoas back here, I got that mixed colony from a store, and there's a lot of cool ones. I just don't know what some of them are. Eagle eyes, the rastas, and then this big mixed colony. I'm actually trying to get all of these emeralds on fire to grow out a little bit more out to the other rocks so I can frag them. Got some Lakers back here, I'll show those off. So the loops are continuing to spread out, and these LA Lakers have grown a bunch of new little heads, so hopefully get a good picture of them when they're all out open. Another montipora, a couple acropora. Got the cleaner shrimp who has turned that cave right there into its little home. It's been a nice welcome addition, something different to look at. A few different types of leopard wrasses. And this favite has been starting to spread out. I put it there strategically to try to stop the zoas from growing above it, but it's trying to grow down, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Put a few more rocks on the bottom just for character. Bubble coral's doing real nice. And I put the my clementines back here. They seem to like the flow better back here, and it adds a little bit of interest to the side of the tank along with this 24K. Yeah, for those wondering. Oh, and then the traditional leopard wrasse has been growing real nicely, as you can see, starting to color up a little bit. I want to get him, he or she, a partner when this whole COVID-19 stuff settles down, since they're really hard to get at the moment. But yeah, that's the tank for this week. Let me know if you guys have any questions.